Hello, welcome to the Healing Path to Abundance program. Thank you so much for coming on board with this. This is going to make such a huge difference in your life, and it's going to open you up to so much more than just abundance of money. It's going to open you up to really be living the life that you want to live, and to be able to reach so many people with what's in your heart, what your spirit really wants. So thank you for joining me. This is lesson 1, and this lesson is about appreciating money. And so as I said in the introduction, the free video there, so many people have issues with money. There are so many negative beliefs connected with money, just like the belief that I had that it was money that was the problem rather than my spirit's calling and not following that there was a problem. And so there's all of these issues going around, and of course you have experiences too in your life that create even more beliefs apart from the ones that you're taught from those around you. And all of this negativity towards money within yourself, it just keeps on manifesting the things that you don't really want to experience in life. You know, the lack, the only just being able to get by, everything being a struggle, the stress of it and the worry of it, the not being able to expand and help people that you want to help, the not being able to expand and get your message to people or get your product to people, or really be doing, moving in those areas that you really want to move, which will make your spirit happy, which will make you feel fulfilled and expanded and joyous. And so the key behind it to start with is to learn how to appreciate money rather than feeling negatively about it. And so you might know the law of attraction. You manifest those things that are aligned with the energy that you're giving out, okay? And so part of that is what you're thinking, it's what you're consciously focusing on, it's like the affirmations that you're using, things like that. Your conscious focus, that has a big impact on what you're manifesting in the world. But it's only part of it, that's only part of the story, and this is what's left out in many people's teachings. It is only part of the story. Your whole energy, your whole vibration manifests. And so any negative beliefs that are in there, any negative experiences that you have that haven't been healed, in other words, haven't been released and let go of, haven't been forgiven, they're all part of this manifestational force which affects your abundance levels. So you might be saying an affirmation. Okay, so let's start with affirmations. You might be saying an affirmation like, I'm a millionaire. I accept millions into my life right now. Okay? And you might think that that is going to help you to manifest millions in your life. And that's not what's going to happen. Okay? What happens when you say an affirmation like that is your energy, your being, just gives off the vibration, that's not true. Okay? And there is absolutely no way to convince yourself that something is true that isn't true. Okay? Our spirits always want us to tell the truth, and the most powerful thing you can do is to tell the truth about yourself and own where you are right now and appreciate where you are right now. And so rather than saying an affirmation like, I have millions, I accept millions into my life right now, which isn't true. Even the accepting of it isn't true, because you're not accepting it into your life right now, otherwise it would be there in your bank account. It's not there. And so a better affirmation to say would be, I'm on my way to creating millions in my life. I'm on the healing path to creating millions in my life. Where I am right now and where I've always been is fine. Where I am right now on the path from lack or poverty to having millions and being able to fully express my spirit, I'm on that path and that's fine. Where I am right now is fine. So really accept where you are right now abundantly is a good thing, because it is so important to have lack in your life to teach you that you want to experience abundance. And so it's great to appreciate every single experience that you've had, every single person that's maybe given you a negative belief about abundance, or has given you an example of negative beliefs about abundance. So that's completely normal to happen. And not only is it normal, it's actually essential, because unless you have those experiences, you're never going to want to experience something more. It's like anything, you have to experience something that you don't have in order to really want to have it. And there's nothing wrong with the having of it. Our spirits want us to expand. They want us to give the gifts that is within our heart. And unless we accept the energy that's going to be returned to us, we cannot express our gifts to the world. And so abundance is just so important for us to accept in order for us to move on. And so appreciating money isn't just about appreciating where you are on the path right now, and the lack that you've experienced being fine, and the lessons that you've experienced being fine. It's all leading you toward this experience of abundance. It's also about appreciating money itself. Okay, and to do that, we need to really look at what those negative beliefs are that we have about money, and the negative beliefs that we have about us allowing money into our life. And so what I want you to do for the homework from this lesson is to get a piece of paper, and I want you to write down all of the beliefs that you have, that even as slight as they are, so your mind might be telling you that's not true, but in your heart you're still kind of feeling it is true. Write them all down. Any negative belief that you have about money, whether you think that rich people have deceived somebody to get that money, or whether you think, oh, my family aren't abundant and so I don't really have that in my path. Well, I'm telling you, if you're on this, you have it within your path. You have attracted this program towards you because you have it in your path, and so believe it. Your spirit wants you to soar. It really wants you to get to do your purpose and to fulfill yourself, and so on. So this is why you are here learning this. And so really make that list exhaustive, and it might make you feel really horrible to do that, okay? This is such an important part of the healing process, is to face up to what needs healing. Whether that's something that's happened to you, or whether it's beliefs, whatever it is, you need to face up to it and own it first of all, because if you own it, that it's within your energy, that means that you can release it. You can't release it until you've actually owned it. And owning it means that it's part of your energy, and so it's part of your manifestational forces, that you're doing this to yourself. No one else is doing it for you. You can choose to experience lack. You can choose to experience abundance. Both have equal value in the universe, because every single experience that we have has equal value. And so abundance is no more right than poverty, and poverty is no more right than abundance. Okay? And so write all of those beliefs down, and in the next lesson I will tell you how to deal with those. And so I want you to spend as much time as possible doing that, because you don't want to miss any out. So you might want to go through this process again, through the whole healing path to abundance again. But in the first class, it's really, really good to get as much as you can out in this list. And so you might have a belief about coming from a religion, okay? And this is really common. I think a lot of abundance or money issues have come from religions. And it's really important to debunk that, because religions might preach that abundance is wrong, or that money is wrong, but take a close look at what they're actually doing rather than what they're saying. Religious institutions around the world have, in fact, the majority of the wealth of the world. They know the importance of wealth. They know how important it is for them to receive in donations from every single person that goes there, that takes part in their religion. That they know their value is to receive from them, because they're giving value to them. Not only that, is they know that they're even more valuable than that, and that they deserve to receive huge donations from massive organizations. Okay, so they know their worth. and they amass all of these riches and they build their churches and are able to give money to really talented people like painters and artists, and they are able to put their money into other people who have awakened their abundance too, and they're doing amazing things. Okay, and so these religions, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by what they preach about wealth, because they're actually, if you look at their example and follow their example, that's where the truth is. They know their value, and so people can have these negative beliefs that have come from religions, that it's not okay, that poverty is actually better than abundance, and it's not true. In fact, you are so disempowered when you are experiencing lack, and you have so much more spiritual power when you are accepting abundance and wealth into your life. And the other thing is, some people might have this if they're a healer or if they're in spiritual or kind of helping kind of professions, is that that you want to give, and it's not okay to, like, it's spiritually better to give than it is to receive. Okay, that is taught by a lot of religions, that it's spiritually better to give than it is to receive. And well, to quote Dr. Phil, how's that working for you? You will only, I can promise you, you will only get lessons if you are not balanced. Okay? So if you are not receiving as much energy as you're giving out, then you're going to receive lessons from that. And so if you are following this spiritual guidance that it's better to give than to receive, then you're going to get a lot of lessons from that. You're going to get a lot of hard lessons from that. Now, I'm not saying that money is always the thing that you might receive, okay? So you might want to do something for someone in your family because you're receiving love and support back from them, okay? And so there's a balance of energy there. And so sometimes it's not always money that you want to receive. And so it's important to kind of focus on that balance. Other negative beliefs can be that you're not worth it, okay? And you could have picked up these beliefs from your parents, you could have picked it up from people around you at school, you could have picked it up from all sorts of kind of places, that you're not worthy. And when you have this kind of negative self-worth patterns, these beliefs, it really, really undermines you. Just as my introduction said, how much it undermined me, and it was the kind of the final jigsaw puzzle in my experience, in my abundance path, in my abundance journey. It really undermines you. And a lot of these negative beliefs about money and about abundance are what is behind that, or what is behind this this feeling that you're not really worth it. So one belief that people can have as well is that you need to struggle for money. That money, you kind of deserve more money if you've struggled, and so it's kind of some kind of payment for struggling. And even though that will work for you if you do that, and you can put enough effort in to make money, it's not abundance. True abundance is what comes freely to you, the balance of energies that comes freely to you when you're ready to accept it, when you're ready to accept exactly how much you're worth. Another example of a negative belief about money is a kind of jealousy. It's a kind of jealousy of people that have money. And so you might look at people that have got money and think, they've ripped someone off. They've done something bad in order to get that money. And it is possible to have a lot of money, just as I did in my life, without experiencing abundance. I wasn't experiencing abundance when I was rich. I was experiencing a lot of money. It wasn't filling a hole that I was trying to push the money into within myself. And so you might be looking at those people who have low self-worth, that are earning a lot of money, but aren't filling that hole within themselves. And that is very likely that you are looking at people like this, because law of attraction says that you have, you attract towards you like energy to you. And so if your self-worth isn't up there, then you're only going to see the people whose self-worth isn't up there. And so when you look at people that have a lot of money, you're only able to see the ones that don't have self-worth, that are earning a lot of money, but aren't happy. And so quite rightly, you will look at that and you will deduct money doesn't make you happy, money is hard to get, it's the struggle to get it, and it's not even worth it in the end. Okay, that's a natural presumption. That's a presumption that I got from even living it myself and experiencing wealth in that way, is that it's not worth it, you know. And so rather than going in the complete opposite direction and giving everything away like I did, it's much better to find that balance before you do that and completely turn your back on money. So it may be that you've already completely turned your back on money, and money will completely turn its back on you too. And so all of these negative beliefs need to be turned around. You need to convince yourself otherwise. People who are truly experiencing abundance, once you're further down this healing path to abundance, you're going to have access to those people. So you're going to start seeing the people who are doing amazing things for their money. And in fact, you might already be seeing them, but you're just not, your negative focus on money isn't allowing you to see the amazing value that they're adding to the world and why they're receiving it back. I know when I was on my abundance journey path, which I still am, but in the last couple of years, in really opening up into my own abundance, I started attracting millionaires into my life. Millionaires, not millionaires that were, unhappy and doing terrible things in order to get the money. Millionaires from people doing amazing things, helping people, and not only that, not only earning their money in a really helpful way, but also using that money for even better things, like opening it up and creating much better things in the world as well. So not only were they adding so much value that they could receive so much value back and were really giving of their gifts and being fulfilled, but when they got that money back, they were using that money again to even add more value. And so these incredible people started appearing around me that I had access to, just to teach me just the power of abundance and what good can be done when you open up to receiving this abundance. So the lesson here is about appreciation of money. You need to turn those beliefs around and really understand the true nature of money. That it's just a transactional note for you to swap your services, that you actually deserve not just to keep, not just to pay off, your needs, your housing, your food and everything, but you actually deserve more than that. If you are adding value to the world, you deserve the extra value back for yourself in savings above the usual spending kind of money. That's what you deserve if you're adding value to the world. And if you're not accepting that that's the truth, then you're going to keep yourself at that baseline, and as I said, your progress is going to be hampered because of that. And so appreciation of money. No matter what, gratitude and appreciation are the most powerful manifestational forces that we can use at all. Okay? And you'll know this, if you've already kind of started off on your own abundance journey, you will have been using the power of gratitude and appreciation. You may have been focusing on the money that's coming in and feeling really grateful. You might have been focusing on your customers and feeling really grateful, and that's really good stuff. And what I want you to do is to extend that to money itself. Okay? By releasing all of these negative beliefs, actually allow yourself to appreciate money itself, in and of itself, that you do deserve it, that money is a great way of transactions. Money is a great way of one person getting help from another person when maybe they're not offering as much value as the other person is offering. It is such a fantastic system which has left us to be able to trade services or products with anybody in the world. And so it is a really fantastic system, and And if you're believing anybody to the contrary, then you're kind of buying into their issues, okay? And so you might be following a healer or some kind of a leader in some area, and they will still have an issue with money, and they might still be complaining about money, or saying that a world without money would be better. And just as my example in the intro said about these people that got together, decided money was bad, and wanted to create this system of swapping, and in the end actually developed it so that it was a complete replica of money, but just more limited because only they could use it and not the whole world. And so, of course, then they gave it up. Then they were like, well, we'll just use money instead, and then we can trade with anybody. They learned to appreciate money because they created money all over again. They invented it all over again, and so they were taught by the universe to really appreciate money and what it is. Appreciating the fact that when you allow yourself to receive money, you don't just allow yourself to receive it so that you can have it and have the experiences of freedom, the lack of stress, the lack of worry, the freedom to choose whatever you want to choose in your life, the freedom to be able to buy the things that amazing creative people are making, producing, the amazing artwork, the innovative products, the free energy stuff. There are so many people doing amazing things in this world, and wouldn't you like to have the money to be able to get those things, to be able to support those people and everyone else who's high energy that are creating alongside them, to keep them going, to support them, as well as you being able to experience these amazing things that they're offering. And services, you can, if you have experience of abundance, you can reach the leaders, the most amazing people in the world, to get the services off them so that you can just fly on ahead. As soon as you are in that space where you are experiencing abundance, you're going to have all these people attracted to you who want to have your services or your product too. The people that have abundance are wanting to connect with you, because it's going to allow you to pour what's in your spirit out into the world and really share your gift with the world. That is the highest spiritual value. Not poverty. It's completely the other way around. The highest spiritual value is wealth, it's abundance, it's allowing the universe to give you abundance. You might have a negative belief that the world is limited, that the earth is limited, that there isn't enough resources to go around, that there's not enough abundance to go around, that somebody has to miss out if you're actually receiving something. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. The universe works by the law of attraction. The earth is part of the universe. It always has enough to provide us with whatever we need or want, including lessons if that's what we need. And so some people who have abundance issues are going to be thinking about lack, thinking that the earth is limited, and that is going to be their experience. And so that whole experience of lack from the earth is actually the earth being abundant, being so abundant that it can give people an experience of lack. And this is so important to understand. It's so important to understand because when you really understand it, you can let go of those negative beliefs about that you'll be hurting or taking away from anyone else by what you do. It's not possible. We are creator spirits, and if we are creating something, we're adding value to the world. We're not taking away, we're adding value, and there's no limitations to that. Whenever an issue is manifest in the world, a solution is manifest in the world too, instantly. And so if we can open ourselves up to the solutions instead of focusing on the issues, then we can experience that. And it's the same with abundance and wealth and money. As soon as a need arises, as soon as a want arises, the solution's right there. It instantly manifests. It's not taken from somewhere else. Yes, there's always balance, but only balance of giving and receiving. And even if you're not consciously balancing giving and receiving within yourself, then you're going to get those lessons. You're going to get those lessons to teach you. It's not going to feel good. And then once you've got the lesson, the universe will balance it back up again. And so Appreciating money. How can we appreciate money more? Well, it's to actually respect it. Appreciating and respecting money. Um, do you think that you're respecting money by spending all of it when it comes in and having your bank account go down to zero? Does that feel like respecting money to you? If a child came round to your house and you just kind of played with them for a bit and then threw them out, would that be respecting that child? You know, that's not respect. And so within this, I'm going to teach you how to respect. Within this program, I'm going to teach you how to respect money in that way. But first of all, it's just so important that you change your mind about money and abundance. It is available to everybody. It's a good thing. It is a positive spiritual force. You are holding your gifts back until you open up to abundance and allow the balance back. You can never be great without opening up to abundance. What you do with that abundance when you receive it is up to you. But as long as you're respecting it, then you can do what you like with it. So in other words, spending all of your money shows a disrespect for money. And if you're disrespecting money, then it's not going to come toward you. If you, however, start to save your money, start respecting it, saving a portion of it when it comes in, and building up the money because you know that that financial footing is making you feel more secure, it's making you feel better, it's this manifestational force which attracts more money to it. It gives you more power because it means that you can make better decisions. You can be free to get the services and the things that you need in order to expand. You can support other people. If you're respecting money like that, then more money is going to be drawn to you. Your services are going to go out to the world more. You're going to reach more people with your product, your service, whatever it is, and you're going to have a bigger impact on the world. You're going to receive more money back from that because if you give energy out, then that amount of energy is going to come back to you. The more people you reach, the more will come back to you. As this wealth grows, you might then think, well, I've got enough for myself, and to last me in old age. I can live off the profits from that money or the interest from that money in old age. And so I'm provided for. Now I want to do something amazing with what's left. Okay, and then you can start sharing your wealth with the world, not by giving handouts, which just disempowers people and doesn't appreciate money properly, but by putting it into amazing opportunities or people that need the help in order for them to grow, or starting off charities to help a need that you see, or there's one guy here who is using his wealth to buy up portions of land in Australia, and then he's paying conservation people to go in there and restore the land to where it was before and look after it, get rid of the weeds and restore it back to its original glory. And he's just buying pockets of land so that they're all joining up to restore the environment. I mean, imagine the things that you can do when you've got a lot of money. It's incredible. It's an incredible spiritual force. And you might have seen examples. I know I've seen an example, David Wolf, the raw food activist. Amazing, does amazing work, shares amazing things, but he has been telling people lately that he's not interested in abundance, and that's not the whole truth. He hasn't kind of understood what's been happening. He's pouring out his spirit, that's for sure. If you hear him speak or read any of his work, he's pouring out from the spirit. He's just amazing with what he knows. He respected money from the outset and makes a lot of money, and he pours it out from there. And so people reading his story, because he's not kind of giving the whole story of him respecting the money in the first place in order for it to happen, it might seem to people like his story is one of money doesn't matter, just give it all away. And if you follow that example, that it's kind of portrayed, if you don't know the deeper spiritual truth behind it, you're just going to fall downwards because you can only manifest what you appreciate. So everything you show gratitude for, appreciation for, will grow in your life. You cannot grow your finances or your wealth or reach more people unless you are appreciating money itself and wealth itself. And so it can be good to look at what you're feeling about rich people, because that will give you a bigger clue. You cannot have negative feelings towards anyone who um, has something that you want in life without that being like a repulsive kind of a force, pushing it away from you. That's because if you're wanting something in life, say if you want $1,000,000 and you're looking at a millionaire and thinking, well, he's not very nice, is he? You know, he's just kind of made his money and he's not done very nice things to get that. And what you have a confliction there. What you're saying is, universe, I want $1,000,000. Universe, $1,000,000. People that have $1,000,000 suck, and I don't want to suck. And so the universe can't give you what you're asking for. You need to turn around all of these beliefs that you've written down, these negative beliefs about money and about abundance, and turn those around. And if you need help with that, so I've given you a lot of information on the ways to turn it around. But if you need further help on that, if you're getting kind of stuck on one or two of them, then I can help you out, or one of my team can help you out, or any kind of a healer can help you out, and give you, turn that around for you, to help you turn it around, and give you the spiritual truths behind it. And so get writing those lists, everything you can think of, every negative statement, belief, whatever it is, everything you can think of, put it on that list. Once you put it on that list, then go through the list and convince yourself otherwise. With the information that I've given you here and the information that I'll give you further throughout this program too, might help you to turn some of those around. If not, come along to the weekly webinars. You'll find the information below here too, on the page where the introduction is, sorry, and you can get those. You can get those negative beliefs out. You can tell me about those in the webinar, and I'll help you turn them around directly. Or you can get a private reading with me, or a Skype session with me to help you through all of those. If you've got a lot of them, it might be worth you doing that, so I can spend a full hour with you to get through all of those. To get yourself to the point where you really appreciate money and you really appreciate wealth. This is the foundation. This is where it's lesson one. This is the foundation of everything. You cannot manifest anything that you don't like. You cannot manifest anything that's going to make you feel bad. The universe just will not give it to you. The universe will only give you things that make you feel good. The universe will only steer you in that direction of feeling good. Yes, you might feel bad along the way, because if you're wanting to manifest something that what you think will make you feel good, first of all you need to get rid of the blocks, and so in your manifestation process you will come up with the experiences that show you what these blocks are. And so if you were to do this, we're actually following this process. We're following this, you're doing it consciously. You're doing this conscious process to release these blocks. If you are not following this process consciously, if you're doing it experientially, in other words, in your life, like I did, just by living life and being shown the signs and then healing those signs, then you are going to have these experiences which give you negative feeling, just to show you where those issues were. And so I had a lot of negative things happen to me in my life for that reason. To do with abundance, I had the experience of feeling low self-worth and trying to fill that low self-worth with money, and that not working. I had the completely opposite experience, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and experienced complete lack and all the horrible things that go on with that, to teach me about balance, and then finally to come to some balance point, and learn how to balance these energies. And so I'll talk a bit more about balancing the energies in the next lesson. So good luck with that list, and as I said, really exhaust that list before you move on to the next lesson. Even if you want to come along to one of the webinars or get a reading or whatever to help you through that, it's really important that you do this first step first before you rush ahead, because if you rush ahead, then you're not going to complete the process properly and really experience massive changes at the end. And so take your time with that, and when you're completely ready, watch the next lesson. Thank you.